Hello, and welcome to Mean Street News. Mean Street News is here to provide accurate news to help citizens affect change in their local government and beyond. Being nice is overrated. It is time to be real. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. The time to step up and step in is now. So please come join me, Katie, over on Mean Street News to discuss Ohio politics and beyond. I hope to see you there. Hello, and welcome to Mean Street News. Mean Street News is here to provide accurate news to help citizens affect change in their local government and beyond. Being nice is overrated. It is time to be real. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. The time to step up and step in is now. So please come join me, Katie, over on Mean Street News to discuss Ohio politics and beyond. I hope to see you there. Hello, and welcome to Mean Street News. I'm Katie. If you're just joining us for the first time, welcome. If you're coming back, thanks for coming back. I am here a super late night if you're joining me live because my son has decided that he is not sleeping tonight. So I am going to be productive because if kids aren't sleeping, you can't sleep. So I figured instead of coming on early morning, we'll just get this done now. And those of you that are going to be seeing this in the morning, good morning. I'll probably be sleeping when you get up. So my son's autistic, and it's part of his autism. Sometimes it's insomnia. And April is Autism Awareness Month, so that's also a thing. So maybe that's why he can't sleep. Who knows? But thank you for joining me. Tonight, we are going to be talking about a situation that happened over the weekend. Mr. Aaron Knapp, who I don't think I've ever brought him up on this podcast, but if you have followed me on, see, I hate this screen because it makes me like super pale. Anyways, if you have followed me on Facebook and in the local community and stuff, like just commenting on, local pages, you've seen me and Aaron exchange words. This lighting is bothering me. It's watching on my face. Let's see. Oh, that's so much better. I got a new computer. I don't know how to fix the camera yet, so I'm just going to deal with it. Being vain right now. So Aaron Knapp went to a local bar over the weekend and got into an altercation after acting inappropriate with a female. This is not the first time Aaron's done this. Aaron had an incident, Mr. Knapp had an incident back in September of 2024. Had an exchange with a woman at a bar, was inappropriate, was asked to leave by the bartender because he tried to go into a bathroom, a woman's bathroom where a intoxicated woman was. I'll play the video. And was asked to leave. When he was asked to leave, he kind of threw a fit, and then the police were called, and you'll see later what ensues. Well, the same situation happened over the weekend, except it didn't just end in, we're going to call the cops and ask you to, leave. It ended in Aaron. It looked bad. You know what I mean? I guess Mr. Knapp getting into an altercation, him lunging at another patron of the bar, throwing fists, and then he ended up losing his fight. So I shouldn't be smiling, but yeah, it was something. But I'm going to show you that tonight. We're going to show you like what led up to it. I found a new podcast that I kind of like the vibe of the guys, MAHD House Bar Grille, where this happened. They have a podcast. I'll put the link in my episode thing, but I kind of like the dynamic of those two guys. It's a pretty funny podcast. I listened to like a previous episode. They were talking about like one of their ladies had like made up a pregnancy thing. I thought it was interesting, but so no, in the last 24 hours, I've gotten to know that podcast, I would suggest going over there and seeing what they've had to say over the last few days because it's been interesting. Like I said, I'll put the links in the description later, but let's get into it. Okay. I'll stop yapping at you. The first clip I'm going to play you guys is Aaron. I first want to explain it before I show you the bar fight scene. I want to explain to you who Aaron is because everybody's covered the fight and a bar fight. You've seen one, you've seen a lot of them. Aaron, for the last 9 months, has been used, I want to say this, been used as a tool for some, this is how I feel. He has been a tool for some political nonsense, especially with the former commissioner hung in regards to, during their election season and a political attack, stuff like that. I'm going to play you guys some clips of him. I wanted you to see who this guy is before you see MAHD House's reaction to the fight that happened there and saying like, this guy's kind of crazy and understanding why they're saying that. He's very odd. He has very odd behavior. I think, I think I don't even know how to explain him. He likes to have authority. He is a power go. You ever met those people like power goes to their head? And then, know-it-alls too. Like they know everything. They're the smartest person in the room. I never want to be the smartest person in the room. I never think that either because then I'm in the wrong room. You ever heard that? You know what I mean? Like if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. But I feel like he has an entitlement issue. Like people he feels like something's owed to him, very odd man. But I'm gonna play you a clip of my experience with him. Some like quick 40-second clips of his rants, just to give you an idea of who this guy is before we get into what happened. I think that's a good idea. So it's gonna be fun though, because I can only listen to this guy for so long. My husband is so funny. He calls him the demon guy because he feels like his voice goes like from normal to like this, like, and I never noticed it before, but I was listening to one of his things and my husband's like, dude, what the hell are you listening to? You know what I mean? He's like, that guy's crazy. Anyways, but let's get into this. The Knapster Knockout. Which I kind of liked it because it reminded me like the 90s, like Napster, but like he just got knocked the fuck out. Let's see, Katie. Oh, it's not gonna let me play that, is it? Hold on, I gotta share my screen now. Because it's too many minutes, apparently. At least I'm not gonna lag anymore. I got a new laptop, so I'm not gonna, have the lags. Come on, what did I do with it? Best delay all about coming at me hard. Here we go. If you hear my son going do 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 in the background, I'm sorry. He's a little loud and he's awake. Let me see if I did this wrong. Shh. I'm having a moment. I did do it wrong. I'm going to do this. Hold on. I'm being dumb right now. Singing the song.
For me. So if someone happens to defend me in one of my posts, that's because, yeah, you are coming at me a little hard lately, Kathleen. It's fine. I get it. But Jesus, I'm trying not to, get into a war of attrition with you as far as, I'm not going to do the name calling. I'm definitely not sure what went on with you and that person earlier with the whole eat a you know what thing, because that was awkward. But you know, like, I'm happy to keep it political, but you just keep coming in with gif after gif. I'm just going to keep saying welcome back, because you are increasing my post reach. I mean, you know, when a post gets up to 300-400, you know, stupid comments, even if they're just dumb comments of you posting gif after gif after gif after gif, Facebook believes that there's something going on there and that people need to see it. So yeah, go right ahead, do your thing. Do your thing. But if you keep posting ads for your
He didn't like when I shared my opinion. I got under his skin a little bit. Here's another one. And this one, he calls one of the commissioners over. He was working with Michelle Hung. He called one of the commissioners a little bee in this one, which I think it kind of shows his kind of craziness.
climb up Dave Moore's ass. If you are the president of this fucking body, climb up. You represent me. The paycheck you get is because of me and my taxes. So shut your old snarky mouth up and do your fucking job. Stop trying to climb up Michelle Hung's ass. She's out in 3 months. No one gives a fuck about what complaints you make about her. Stop trying to climb up Dave Moore's ass. If you are the president of this fucking body, step up and be a man and write the letter that I'm asking for. Otherwise, you will forever be known as a little bitch, Jeffy Riddell, and I will harass you until the day is long. As long as you're in office, I will be the bane of your existence. I will watch everything you do. I will be up your anus like a frickin' probe from an alien. So that's what you want. Go for it, bro. I don't care. You can quote that, Kathleen. I don't care about that either. Because as much as you come out and say, I'm just on board supporting Hung, I can't support someone that's not going to be in office, but I can.
He's crazy. See how mad he gets? He gets so angry. He's like, but I mean, that's just one clip. He did this for like every day, and it wasn't just that official. It was many others, which we're going to show you. And me, I just, kind of asked asked him questions, but there was no line. He had a problem with James McCann over some issue at Lorain City Council meeting, and well, that wasn't the video footage. What was his with McCann? I don't even know. It was so dumb. But he ended up getting like James McCann's son, I guess, commented on it, and I went at him a little bit because, like, there's a line. There's a line with people, and one of my lines is kids. Like, we don't mess with other people's kids. So we don't comment to people's kids. And this is kind of like a pattern with him with, inappropriate encounters is like, you can have a problem with somebody professionally and you don't have to attack them personally. And that's my biggest issue with Aaron.
The JD stuff was probably not the best of ideas. I know that Riddell said no, but Michelle said yes, and I could have said yes, and we could have just blurred out the parts that we thought were sensitive and just given you these videos instead of making it a pissing contest. But no, that's what they had to do. And yeah, you want to get mad at me from a can? Whatever. Someone else posted it. Someone else sent it. I didn't know he had a son. I didn't go to his page to get it. So someone obviously saw it on my page. Someone obviously told the son. The son came to my page. He went after me. I stay in my lane.
Again, there's lines. You don't go after kids, okay? And that's Aaron Knapp. And for some reason, I found it really weird that he like always seemed to mention me in his podcast, but doesn't want to interact with me. I mean, I talked to the guy on the phone, I think twice, and immediately I'm like, oh, this guy's a fucking issue, creating nutter butter, thinks he knows absolutely everything about everything and is gonna, save the world. Then he got involved with the election stuff, and especially this JD Tomlinson stuff, which if any of you have seen the video yet of the Elyria City Council meeting tonight, we talked about the JD Tomlinson stuff there tonight. I did. But this guy, it was always a personal attack. It was always something like very personal, and he always, I think he's like a savior, like it's like a, I'm gonna. There's just something not right there. You know what I mean? This next one I'm gonna play you. I mean, even when we're talking about, you brought up kids, there was a veteran memorial, and he had a problem with Jeff Riddell and Dave Moore, the two commissioners, in this video that he never even watched the ones that he had. He even admitted that, but wanted this video so badly and ended up suing the county over it. He ended up getting the video, and it was a big nothing burger. And I think he got $1,700 for it too. But whatever. You know, he went after them for a video, but at a veterans memorial service for the unveiling this thing in Elyria, he's like screaming across the way to the commissioners who are sitting there for this memorial. It's like that's like my thing with this guy is no line. It's like you have some kind of moral, like not the time, not the place, totally inappropriate. That is who he is, and entitled. Like, who the hell are you to even do that? And during the election, Tomlinson, for going at having issue with women at bars, he went at Tomlinson so bad over Battistelli. Here's an example.
Just pounding away on women, like doing whatever he wants, like getting girlfriends up there and just hitting it, like yeah, I got my girlfriend up here. I mean, you read through that stuff. His girl up in there violating the dress code, walking around the office. Everyone in the office knew who she was and knew who she belonged to. I want you guys to let that sink in. And this is Dan Petticourt, who basically said, sue us, and forced me, a citizen, to spend $300 on a stupid...
He's so angry. I'm like, bro, nobody is that angry over something. Here's another one with JD. But like, how about in the office? And then he goes on later to say like, oh, I saw she popped up on my Facebook dating app, which was weird. He's like, I had to swipe left on that one. Like, that was like a freaking option. Like, weird.
Duran, we've got a Trump sign. Well, Trump can't come get his sign. Someone put that there. Duran, we've got a Trump sign. Well, Trump can't come get his sign. Someone put that there. And then we got... Woo-wee. The chickens have come home to roost, Bobby Boucher. You're going to lose all your fancy foosball.
That's another thing he likes to do. He likes to do the voices. But that video that he just did with the laughing, it went on for, I'm not going to show you it because I can't stand it myself, but it went on for like literally another 4 or 5 minutes of that. And it was every single sign of JD's. And he actually ended up, Harbor Freight there, he ended up throwing such a huge fit about these political signs on the corner of 254 and Harbor Freight. He literally like harassed the manager at Harbor Freight over there in 254. And the guy's like, I don't own the lot. Like, what do you want me to do, guy? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just a manager of Harbor Freight and Tools, and you're harassing me at signs that I could give. I don't care. You know what I mean? And he's like, well, you should thank me. I got rid of these signs. Like, he literally went into Harbor Freight. There's a video. He went in, like, I'm like, oh my God, it's like, who are you? My son is playing, so if you hear somebody yelling in the background, it's him. But it's just it's absolutely this guy's absolutely insane. And this is just, I'm just giving you guys little peeks just so you can see. Another one that he does, since he likes to do those voices, that we just ended up in. I want to show you this. He is a head of Jack Hall.
Being present, like, we're gonna give everybody a great Jack Hall happy day, Jack Hall. Thank you very much, Jack Hall, our sheriff.
He's gone out there today and he's addressed our commissioners, Riddell, and more. And he's done a great job there by making sure that $240,000 on unpaid invoices are going to be taken care of. And that way our vendors can once again trust the sheriff's department. So great job. A big Jack Hall smile to Jack Hall. That's right, folks. So thank you, Jack, for doing that for us. And the county appreciates you making sure that those funds are going to the right place. So again, I love that you.
Did you hear that at the end? That's the demon voice. Like, that's the demon voice my husband talks about. It's very, I'm not, you guys can listen to all of my podcasts as much, as I tell all of you. I do not attack people like that. I attack their character, but this guy has been like, this is why I'm covering it. For one, he's part of my RICO. He helped. He was one of my background helpers. He's on my map in the background. You guys are probably like, you crazy lady, what are you talking about your RICO if you're new here? Hold on real quick. We're gonna have a moment because I just want to show you why this is relevant to me. I'm not just being a mean girl coming on here talking about Aaron Knapp. You know what I mean? He helped when I'm playing these clips too. The whole JD Townsend thing that happened, Aaron Knapp, online doing all of his nonsense with that. He's been attacking during the commissioners election. He was doing the exact same thing, just attacking. And I mean, just not like talking. I mean, not even like productive speech. It was just like, you did this, you did that. Very accusatory. I don't think he did any of his own work really either. I think he was given stuff by certain characters and he just took that and ran. And I think later down the road, he realized what I was saying to him was factual because, you were being used. Come on. Why aren't you working for me right now? Here we go. Full screen. This is why I care. He is part of my characters, which is not on this one, but this one will do for now. This full screen. Okay, my RICO. So Aaron Knapp was helping Michelle Hung, okay, and he was also helping. He was going after JD Tomlinson with the Battistelli investigation, and he was very much heavily promoting Prosecutor Sillo. So when he was laughing at JD, it's because JD, the charges against JD were just filed for the 3 felony charges that I actually was discussing tonight at Lorain Municipal City Council on how the law director didn't have the authority to hire the special prosecutor and how it was already being played out in common pleas court, and it's kind of inappropriate to file felony charges and that. But that's why I care about Aaron Knapp. Aaron Knapp was very much going against the new commissioners, and he can say he was just a citizen advocate, but I highly doubt it. And a lot of people took advantage of the fact that Aaron was willing to say pretty much anything. And I really kind of feel bad for the guy. Like at the end of the day, like I just kind of, I don't even know. I kind of don't though too, because the guy's just like, you're meet those people. They're like, you're just an asshole. Like, you know what I mean? Here's one where he's talking about JD and having blackmail on him. More videos.
Agency, you're going after freedom of speech. You're going after people. And again, when you say things like, disparaging, disturbing words, things like that, like, you have to prove that. Everyone saw that video. And there are other videos that exist of it. And so again, this is McCann retaliating against someone. Once again, his MO. And you have the email trail that shows that this was initiated by people other than the supposed victim. And as such, I hope said victim, Brianna, is willing to get up and testify to this, that she felt fearful and that all these things occurred. So again, You guys are, this arraignment, this bullshit that you're dredging up is not going to end well for you.
He always likes to say that this is not going to end well for you. Like, what are you going to do? Nothing. But he did, I will say this, he did know that these charges in municipal court were going to be filed about 3 weeks before they were a file. And, you know, he has this like kind of weird thing about, sorry, I'm reading my next clip. I'm going to show you. I'm trying to find it. It's a show. He's like, oh, I'm playing a character. This is a show. You know, he tries to act like, you know, he's working for the feds on some super secret mission that they couldn't claim him on, but you know, but he's still working for him. It's very, the guy's really fucking strange.
Let's look at it again. I walked down the hall. I remember it because, see, again, I thought I was on video. This is the thing you guys need to understand about this. If you don't know anything about me, it's all about the show, right? So this is the show. Without this, it's a little boring. When I went to City Hall that day, I know there's video cameras in City Hall. So why on God's green earth would I do anything all over when in reality they only video like 3 floors building as I thought they were? Y'all don't do that here. Y'all got ancient cameras are horrible. They show nothing. So they don't have that going on at the mind. And so I'm just doing what we do with calming techniques, because what we do with calming techniques, I'm asking him to give me 5 things, you know, something he can see, something he can taste, something he can touch. And that, he was so livid.
All right, that's all pretty much I can put up with Aaron Knapp and his talking. We're going to see a couple more, but I wanted just to show you it's a very, very small sliver of Aaron Knapp's craziness. And I mean, he was like, you know, he's been a nuisance. So when these guys at MAHD House later will say, you know, a lot of people have called and said, you know, I want to buy a drink for the people that, you know, punched him in the you know, face after he attacked them. After he attacked them, he clearly attacked them. He clearly made this woman feel uncomfortable. You know, it's not surprising. And his attacks were just, I mean, mean. And I'm not going to mean girl tonight. I could sit here for 2 hours and play you Aaron Knapp's craziness, but I just want to, when people say he had a lot of enemies, he did that to himself, you know, and he allowed himself to be used as a political tool for certain individuals in the county. And I'm not going to sit here and name names. You all know who you are. If you go on Aaron Knapp's site and look at any of his videos, you can clearly tell very quickly whose teams he was playing on. It isn't my part of my investigation. That's probably not going to be, that's not publicized. That was written and sent out to others. But yeah. So I do like these MAHD House guys. I'm going to play I'm going to play their reaction to like basically their explanation of what happened. And then at the end of this, I'm going to play the videos proving, you know, what their claims are, because I think if I just show you the video, you know, it doesn't give good context to like what really transpired. But before that, we're going to do, this is not Aaron Knapp's first incident of doing this. He was involved in an incident, like I said, in September of 2024. And I'm going to play you a clip from that incident. He was at a bar. There was a woman there that, clip 3 start bar. I'm trying to find the, really went up to first incident. Okay, pants on the ankle. So the bartender's going to say, you know, I told him to get the hell out after, you know, seeing that he was trying to go into the woman's bathroom. This woman that he had been talking to, that was having problems with her boyfriend at the bar that night, was wasted in the bathroom, pants around her ankles, and he wanted to go into the bathroom to help her with some issues. She was having. So I'm going to play you what the bartender says. And it's kind of loud in the background. I'm sorry about that, but but you'll clearly hear what she says. And when they asked him to leave, he basically did the same thing he does at MAHD House.
She's so sorry. He told me that you just wanted to talk to her out here.
No, she was in the bathroom, in the stall, with her pants around her ankles.
He freaked out and was like,
All I told him was, no, you're not.
her own boyfriend wouldn't go in there.
He's usually pretty cool with me, other than hitting on me. But
Yeah, other than talking about her ass all night and all her shit.
he even was shitty towards me, and I just told him to just suck it up.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, no, that's all good. I just, if he's going to be trespassed, we'll tell him he's trespassed as long as he stays out.
I talked to our owner. I don't think he'd have a problem with that. I literally called him
It's your
right
call.
before you guys got here.
I don't
outside,
care
so they're going to...
what's here.
Yeah.
Get him out.
So this is what his response to that was, those claims. I'm just going to play clicks. I don't want to play like the 15-minute of him yelling at the police officers. And he doesn't get charged with anything in this because the woman, when they pulled out of the bathroom, could barely say what her name was or where she lived. I mean, she was that chick was gone, wasted. So they didn't press charges, and the bartender said just like pushing went on, and they trespassed him from the incident. But he kind of admits here that he was trying to, talk to the woman in the bathroom.
And I just went, whoa. I'm not doing this. They told me they were calling the cops. I said, call the cops. I want you to call the cops because I'm scared of them. Like, I know the owner of this bar. The fact that they would fucking come at me like this when I'm trying to help as a
All right,
citizen.
so you were just trying to talk to the girl and the
Just
other
trying to-
dude.
This bitch went so hugging on me. She's sad. She's upset that apparently something happened with this guy who's sober, by the way. His boyfriend, completely 100% sober. And I was like, dude, I got you. Like, you amazing. Like,
Okay.
You're sitting here standing there dealing with
Thank you for
with
providing your side of the story.
And so I told them inside, I know Megan. They know me. These people know me.
Yeah.
I spent
They
$100
said
a night.
you've been there before.
And they said to me, "Oh, we're gonna call the cops on you and get you arrested for a DUI." Well, I'm calling an Uber. Like I had no intention of driving home.
You're good.
I don't know why the boyfriend being sober had anything to do with it, but he said, I was trying to talk to the woman. I was trying to get the woman to come out, And the bartender clearly said, like, he was trying to kind of, like, it's weird. It's weird. So let's hear what MAHD House Bar and Grille has to say about what happened at their establishment with Aaron Knapp over the weekend. New MAHD one. So I'm going to play his first clip from a couple days ago, and then we're going to go to the most recent. I'm trying to figure out. This one is a little bit long, but I kind of loved it, so I have to play it.
We had a little excitement here last night.
We did? Here?
Yeah.
What happened?
We had a weirdo in here. He was running around in here. And I guess he was doing business calls.
Was he sitting in the booth?
Yeah.
Me and Amanda saw that dude sitting in the booth, and then he got up and like walked outside on the patio or something. He's like on his phone.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't here at that time.
So Amanda goes, that's weird, because he had his phone up like this, and then he had his arm on the table, then he gets up and walks outside, and I'm like, he was just kind of weird, just the odd way that he was moving around or whatever.
Well, anyways, he's just walking all fast, walking around, talking.
And we saw him just in the booth.
Oh, no, he was back and forth like he was a pinball. So I started thinking about it. The music's loud as hell. I'm like, who the hell are you talking to? Where, you know what I'm saying? You can even hear them. Or they even hear you. I don't understand it. I don't know. I think it was kind of strange. Like he was faking phone calls or something. I don't know.
Faking phone calls? Why would you fake a phone call?
Make yourself look important.
Did he look important?
No. But anyways, he was acting a little odd. And there was a group of, younger people. So he said something to the girl. Something. I was trying to call the other girls and stuff, but nobody answers.
Was it the pretty girl that was sitting at that, like, by the new bar?
Yeah, not all the way in that area, but
yeah, it was like
just
a pretty
before,
girl. She was with a group of young guys. Yeah. Okay, I remember.
Well, I think there was.
I seen her.
Ended up being 2 girls or something. But anyways, he says something inappropriate to her or whatever. So these guys are about to get him. I was like,
well, he said something inappropriate to the girl.
I think he said something inappropriate to the girl. She turned her back to him. He said something else. So her boyfriend, I guess, ran up on him and was trying to confront him about it. So I go, Mariah says, like something's going on down there. So I go over there. There's 3 guys around him, I think it was. Not started screaming at them automatically, thinking that, there's 3 guys going at one. So I start, hey, like, what are you doing? Get away. You ain't jumping nobody in here. So they're like, he's, talking crazy. So I go around the bar, I talk to them, and I find out what's going on, and he's saying some inappropriate stuff to this girl. So I go, all right. So I go back in behind the bar, and I tell him, okay, it's time for you to leave. He starts going off on me, starts quoting me like law.
Law? Like, was he an attorney or something?
I don't know if he was an astronaut. I don't know.
What law? What do you mean? Like, he's quoting you law saying that he don't have to leave?
Yeah. And I was like,
we could bar whoever the fuck we want.
That's what I said. I said, dude, just leave. Like, and he just kept on. So Andy goes to intervene. He's like, hey, just, he's just telling you to leave. So he starts going at Andy. And they both just tumble over. Boom.
Santa Claus, Andy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought he was going to give him a gift. So Andy and him start going at it out there on the ground. And Andy's pretty much just holding them. So, the guys, I don't know what happened. So Andy goes to get up. And I don't know, this kid comes, one of those kids that I'm talking about, which was fucked up, but it was kind of funny at the same time. He grabs him by one arm, and he's just running with the guy, dragging him one-handed all the way to the door, like, get the hell out of here. So I'm like, wait a minute, you can't do that. I'm trying to stop him. I'm like, no. So I go to stop him. The kid just laughs and runs out the door. So then Andy goes and tries to, stop the guy again. They start going at it again. Boom.
Why stop him again? What do you mean? He was still being like fighting and stuff?
Basically try to get him out the door, like, get the hell out of here.
He still wasn't leaving, even after all this?
No, he was not leaving. So Andy's like, no, come on,
But you asked him to leave, right?
Man, about 7-8 times. I was like, just get the hell out of here. So Andy goes, he goes and grabs him. They fall to the ground again. Now he pulls a chunk of Andy's beard out. I'm like, holy shit.
His beard?
His beard. There's a big chunk missing out of his beard.
His fucking beard?
Andy starts pounding him. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Jesus.
So I told Ogle, I'm like, hey, come over here, grab one of these guys. I'll grab the other one. Ogle comes over, kind of just watching
what
the
a
show.
shame.
Yeah, that's fucked up, buddy.
That stands. That's Ogle.
And I'm like, look, I went down to Lads yesterday, had a couple drinks with Brooke and Angel, and so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go back to the bar and see if anybody's here. So I come back here and all this shit's going on. I'm like, what the hell? So finally, gets him up again. And they fall into a booth. They're fighting in a booth. The guy,
okay.
It might be a little warped. So the dude grabs a bottle and gets ready to hit Andy in the head.
A bottle?
Yeah. And then Ogo just goes, nope. He grabs the bottle.
So he did help.
Yeah. So they go.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for all you do around here.
The support. So this dude's biting him, and I didn't even realize it. And then when they're getting up for the last time.
Biting who, Ogle?
No, Andy.
He's biting Andy?
Biting the shit out of him. And I couldn't see it because I'm like behind him. So they go out the door. Boom, they fall out of the door. He's biting the shit out of Andy. Andy just starts pounding him. So then I'm like, all right, that's enough. Come on. Ogle breaks, break it up.
You let him get a couple in, though.
I had to. That dude pissed me off. So then I was like,
I've never seen Andy fight with nobody, dude.
Hey,
I have seen him get involved in shit, like just trying to help people out.
Right,
Like,
and that's what he was
stay away
doing.
From things.
He was just trying to break it up. He honestly was just trying to, get the guy out of here. Come on. He was like being nice to whoever.
That's how he always is.
He was like, come on, man, just go. That kind of shit. And the dude's like, fuck you. So they start going. But anyways, so when they're outside, boom, they fall outside. They start getting into it out there. So finally break it up. Andy comes in. The guy dropped his glasses and his phone. I go take him. I said, look, just get out of here. You're barred. Don't come back here. He starts giving me legal things again. I said, yeah. Good luck with
this guy.
We had seen him on a podcast.
I don't know. I seen him on there?
Yeah. I think you pulled it up to me once before.
I don't know.
He thinks he's a political guy around here.
Oh, not that Aaron Knapp guy.
I think that's who it was.
The guy that wants to run for council or what?
Yeah, that guy. That's who it was.
Oh, my God. Gee, you're kidding me. That Aaron Knapp?
I think that's his name. I don't know his
And he thinks you can't bar people from a bar? How does he think we're supposed to have women go to bars and have peace? I mean, a pretty girl sitting in a bar does not have the right for you to come up and say ignorant shit to her because she's in a bar.
Right.
Go fuck yourself.
So I'm like,
but you think you're legally allowed to just go, no, I'm allowed to be here and say whatever the fuck I want.
I said, we'll see too. And I just locked the door. See ya. I was like, screw that.
But that guy goes out. He has like he doesn't have a podcast. He has a page that's like Lorain Politics Uncensored. He's always attacking everybody. And he's always like after everyone. So he actually was really like after Antonio Baez a lot. Hardcore, yeah.
Well, anyways, he gets up, and this kind of embarrassed me. It's kind of showed my age kind of thing. So he gets up, his face a little crooked. So we was talking about it.
Crooked?
Yeah, when they both fell to the ground, he got like a little lump right here.
Oh, it's swollen on one side.
So I was like, boop. So I go, I'm a man. And I'm waiting for everybody to laugh, and nobody laughed. I was like, wow, I suck, I guess.
So nobody's seen the Elephant Man?
Yeah, no. I was like, what the fuck? Nobody laughed. I thought it was good at the time. It was like good timing. But I don't know.
Hanging around with people your own age, that wouldn't happen.
I was just coming back up to have a drink, though. That was it. I was like, damn. And I threw that out there, and everybody just kind of looked at me like, what the fuck is he talking? And I was like, damn. And I'm looking around like, nobody got it? Nobody? It was horrible. I said,
sucks.
I'm a man.
You got this great joke planned, and it just doesn't.
It wasn't even loaded or nothing. It was just natural. And I was like, damn, motherfuckers didn't even get it. I'm looking around like this. No.
Nobody.
Yeah, and they're all looking at me. Yeah. I was like, can I call a friend?
Bueller.
Can I call a friend? I was like, what the fuck? I thought it was good. I'm a man.
That's
and then
hilarious.
I looked around like, what the fuck? Nobody.
Yeah, man, that was such a good show when we were kids. Like, I remember when it would come, because we,
Those guys have great banter. It's hilarious. So I'm gonna play you what they're talking about. How Aaron went up to this woman. I really like those two though. They really have some funny ones. We're gonna see a couple more clips of them, and then I'm gonna wrap this up. But we're gonna talk about how he approached this woman at the bar, and meeting a woman. You know what I mean? I've experienced this at the bar before, even with my husband. Like guys coming up and sitting super close to you, even though like the whole bar is open, and then starting to talk to you, and you didn't even engage with them, nor do you want to engage with them, and they decide to come up to you and is it this one? It's this one. And talk. Be close, weirdly.
And you called it a scuffle. Those are your exact words, if I remember right, a scuffle. There was a scuffle in the bar with this Aaron Knapp, Timmy's cousin.
Timmy's gonna be bad.
Timmy's cousin. So, and you were right. That's who it was. That's who it was this Aaron Knapp guy. And, I put the video out there because he's in here, causing stuff, refusing to leave. You said, what did you say he said?
You don't have no reasonable, articulable I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Articulate this, motherfucker.
It's time for you to leave.
Articulate. I don't know where that would.
And you know what? I didn't mention last time. And there's a lady that's in my shit about this guy. And I'm
was her Jane or something? Is that her name?
I wasn't going to mention her name because it doesn't matter. But she keeps on messaging me about how I was wrong, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like,
how are you wrong? First of all,
I never touched a guy.
I can't stand it, Lady Jane Morales.
Dude, you stopped in to have a drink. And your friend happens to own the bar that you stopped in to have the drink at.
And then they're pointing down there to me like, hey, there's something going on down there. So I go down there. I try to figure it out, basically. Then I said, screw it, we're shutting the bar down. The young guys were real respectful.
And you've done that for me a lot of times. And every girl here knows when you say it that I'm going to stand behind that.
So the ones that I was wrong for assuming that the young dudes were going to give me a hard time. I went up to them.
Oh, you thought they were the problem?
I thought they were the problem.
When you seen it going on down there?
Right. So when I go and confront him and he says that he says inappropriate stuff to my girlfriend, I'm kind of like, and they're being sir and all this. And I'm like, man, these guys are pretty respectful, for these guys starting trouble. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So were they like in their 40s or something?
No.
Oh.
Or in their mid-20s.
Oh, I didn't know. They were calling you sir. They could have been any age under that, probably.
We're done. So now you got me thrown.
Why did my dad used to always say, don't call me sir, I work for a living?
Right.
Why did he always say that?
That's an old saying. I don't know. But anyways, I'm like, damn, these guys are being pretty respectful, like, what the hell? So he goes, do you mind if I finish my beer before I leave? I'm like, no problem, go ahead. I go to him basically to tell him the same thing. I ain't blaming one or the other. I don't know what happened. And then I'm like,
But they were about to jump him right then, right?
I don't know. They was pissed.
They were surrounding them.
One went up to him, was being the more aggressor, and then the other two were just pretty much backing him up, I guess. Okay,
I got you.
But nothing, like they didn't swing or nothing. When I went over there and started yelling at them, get the hell out of here with that shit, they just stopped and backed off and was like, look, sorry, he was being disrespectful to my girlfriend. And I'm like, man, I might have this wrong. So at this point, I'm like, I don't care either way. The bar's closing. Everybody just leave. Solves everything.
It was close enough to midnight. We usually close then anyway.
I was like, yeah, it doesn't matter at this point. Like, it doesn't matter who I'm not the judge. I'm not going to sit here and try to.
And nothing happened yet.
Nothing.
Other than he said.
I played the wrong clip. I thought they were going to show it in this one. That's my bad. But still, he said, it wasn't, an issue. We just said, you guys had an altercation with this girl. It's time to go. Nothing blew up but again, an issue with, it's right here. Video of the girl he went up to. Fucking idiot. That's me. No, like it was a non-issue. But let's see how he approached this woman. Okay. I'm going to take my face out of here real quick.
Anybody here. He knew no one. He knew nobody here. And to come up to that girl the way he does in this video I just posted, and I'll play it again. I don't care. So you can see it.
You know how many people come in here that's never been here before and end up being regulars because they like it so much?
Bob Hilko just said that he remembers when I found
Aaron Knapp is at the top of the screen. Sorry, I was talking when I was muted. Aaron Knapp is at the top of the screen, all the way in that blue shirt, if you look really closely. The guy with the beanie and the white sweatshirt with the black coat is sitting next to his girlfriend. And you're going to see Aaron approach them and then sit like spread eagle very close to the guy's girlfriend.
Who stole his phone on there. If you look at this video, look at how he snuggles up to this girl. He has no clue who she is. He has no clue who this girl is whatsoever. And he slides in right next to her. I mean, it's absolutely insanity.
It's like right when her boyfriend got up or something.
If I went and sat next to that girl the way he does right there, my wife would slap the shit out of me. I mean, you just don't do that. I mean, he's right up on her, like, and he's aimed at her too. It's not like he's like in a tight chair. He's aimed at her and he's touching her. Like, I mean, and he's like, oh, I may have interrupted or I may have this. It's like, dude, you are so
full of ish. You totally got up in this woman's space. So then shortly after this, he was surrounded and the guys like, separated him. Wasn't an issue. Now we're going to get into the video. Move from studio of the first part of the altercation. And, like the guy said, you're running for city council. You shouldn't be at the bar acting like this. Clip 2, start. Here we go. There's no audio on this, so I'm going to just kind of talk you guys through it. But he's sitting at the bar saying, this is after that, he said, can I finish my drink? They're letting him finish his drink. He has a sandwich. And this is the guy on the podcast in the brown hat talking to him and basically telling him what you just did is inappropriate. It's going to be time for you to go. Did you see Aaron's here looking at that bartender too? Like, it's kind of creepy as she like walks by and he's like staring, like not even looking at this guy. It was very weird. So you see him like talking to him, like the guy's getting aggressive with him because Aaron's saying, like, you can tell like Aaron said something smart. The guy's like, no, like we're not playing this game. You're gonna, get out of here. And the Santa Claus guy that they called, or Santa, whatever his name is the guy in the brown shirt next to him. He's the one that helped him get away from the guys that were like, leave the girlfriend alone. But look at him. Look at his body language. And the guy's like, all right, time to go. Let's get your stuff. And then look. So they push it, gets him back, like, let's get up. And accidentally his chair falls over. The guy stole a sandwich. It's so funny. It's still so funny. So we're going to play the second part. That guy at the end of it, he said, I realized he stole a sandwich. I thought that was hilarious. Now, here's where the altercation is going to happen. And you're going to see Aaron lunges through that door after he's kicked out. Shh, open. It's loading. Give me 2 seconds. No, I want the full screen. All right, you can see the brown shirt guy. Oh, you guys missed it. Hold on. I gotta go back. So Aaron gets dragged by this guy. There you go, right out the door. Now he's out the door, okay? Out of the bar. Get out of the bar. Go home, deal with your shame, walk home of whatever. Now Aaron comes through, he pushes that guy and then goes right at that guy. But he came in face first swinging. Now, look at, they stole a sandwich. Look at his sandwich. The guy has a sandwich, has Aaron's sandwich in his hand. I thought that was kind of funny. So then now the bartender's like, all right, you guys, get out of here. We're not doing this, this nonsense. Get out of here. And Aaron, is fighting with the Santa Claus guy. It was another patron at the bar. And this is that podcaster in the hat. He was talking, hey, bro, you got to go, But he's also a patron. He doesn't work at this bar. He's just there. He knows the owner. So he's like, I'm not touching him. Apparently something happens. This guy starts, trying to subdue Aaron again, which I don't really know What? But it's two old men fighting. It's not really like that bad. I don't think it's that bad of a beating. Now those kids that knocked him, I think, did some damage. But he comes in jolting at them fist first. It's self-defense, clearly. So then try to get him up, say it's time to go. Let's get out of the bar. Fight him out of the bar. Nope. They end up in the booth. And this is where they're talking about that bottle, that there was a bottle picked up. If you pay attention a little bit. I mean, really, it's not that it's an interesting fight, but it's like it's two old men fighting. I don't think there's bottle. He just grabbed the beer bottle that Aaron just picked up. And I guess at this point, Aaron was biting the guy and pulling out, pieces of his beard and hair. It looked like he just pulled a chunk of his hair too. And he immediately, when that guy was going to let him go, he lunges at him again. And then Aaron leaves. Goodbye. And that was the end of it. They locked him out at that point. But he's running for, you can't be acting like that in general, but you're especially somebody that's running for, city council. That's just absolutely insane. And once again, he gets close to somebody's girlfriend and acts inappropriately. And then, when someone tells them to leave their private property for Mr. being a Republican, Aaron, you're like, you don't believe in private property rights? He's like, why do I have to leave? Well, because you're a creeper. You're being a creeper, bro. You gotta go. Creeper got to go, So let's go to this madhouse. I can't get over these guys. I think they're just hilarious. It's just kind of their perspective is a little bit funny to me. They're going to talk about how he was pulling their beard and stuff. Is this the one I want? Hold on, let me look at this real quick.
Hey, we had a little excitement here last night.
What I want. This is gonna be I believe our last clip, and then I'm gonna let you go. But yeah, Aaron Knapp, Mr. Political Advocate, and running for city council, and all these public officials who used him their last election for their campaigns. Maybe next time think twice before just picking a rando to be like, fight my cause for me. And you guys can, not claim him all you want. We all, those who know. You know what I mean? And I don't think, you helped the guy either. You gave him some sense of some position of power. And he got to his head very quickly. And I think it seems to be a pattern. And his issue with women seemed to be a pattern. Me being one of them. I haven't picked on Aaron. I haven't even mentioned him in my podcast. I care less what his opinion is. I care less of his anything. And he still to this day mentions me in his podcast, which I think it's hilarious. My opinion means that much to this guy that I don't even know.
And then he claims that, because I said, then he went out. It was, because then that one of the young kids that, that you went over there and so one of them snatched him by his arm and dragged him outside.
And
and you told the kid,
I'm screaming at him, don't do that. But I ain't gonna lie, I was laughing. It was hilarious.
But you said don't do that.
Yeah, I'm screaming, don't do. I said no, you can't do that. And then I did chuckle. I ain't gonna lie. It was hilarious.
So then he comes in swinging. He hits Andy.
Right. So that's.
I mean, that he started it. That's the first punch swung was him.
Yeah. So
right there, he hits Andy coming in the door when he was already pushed out the damn door.
Yeah, you got to go.
Yeah. So he's pushed out the door. And then one of them kids snuck him. I seen him like sneak over and jump on him when him and Andy were trying to fight. One guy.
Well, if you're running in a bar,
know if he hit him good though. I just seen he hit him.
Well, if you're running in a bar, swinging on people,
right?
What are they gonna do?
Nah, that guy was making sure he got one in. He wanted to get one in.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie about it. I mean, I'm gonna tell the truth.
No, I get it.
That guy wanted to get one in, and I understand why.
I honestly did too, but I didn't. It's called composure, I guess. I don't know.
Right, but that's what happened.
Then you get
that
older.
guy got one in on him, and then it was just him and Andy the whole time, and it's one of the funniest fights I've ever seen.
It was a little slow.
And the thing is that because I just was talking with one of the newspaper reporters, and he was asking me about it, and I said the thing is, Guido thought, well, Andy's got him under control, but you didn't realize Andy's done her getting bit.
Yeah. So no, there's two things about that. The dude's got his fingers through Andy's beard. He's pulling chunks out, and he was biting him, and I didn't even see it. Like I couldn't.
You just thought Andy had him pinned down.
Then when I heard Andy say, "The motherfucker's biting me," I'm like, "What biting you?" But let me make this clear for this lady that keeps calling me.
But it's funny. He puts on the internet. He goes, "I ain't got no marks on my knuckles. I don't fight."
Yeah, you don't.
Clearly, you didn't fight back. You just charged at people. But I think this is going to affect his race. Absolutely. I think for somebody that is so quick to call people out, glass houses and stones, or maybe this will humble him a little bit. Who knows? Hopefully, he's done being inappropriate towards women. I don't think he will. I think this is a pattern of behavior. I think the way he talks about women as, especially having a daughter as like an object, I think it's an issue, but that's not my issue. It's an Aaron Knapp issue. It's not a good look, Aaron. I think it's funny that right after he's now a new writer, he gets a new writer position at some blog. It goes to his head. He's out in a suit talking for 3 hours on the phone with somebody and acting weird in a bar. And, then when he's asked to leave, basically flips an attitude. And, if you do it once, you're going to do it again. I really think the incident in September was weird. That bartender was very adamant I told him to get the fuck out of there. He was trying to go into the women's room with a woman that was, you saw the video of the woman talking, like she was talk about intoxicated. She couldn't even say like who she was at first. So maybe thank God for them calling the cops and who knows what could have happened. Lorain, I'd be, I'd be wary of voting for him. I think he needs some help, honestly. And, maybe this will bring some awareness to his shenanigans or characters like him that are used by people that are in the public sphere, politically as well, and use them to deter people from getting involved because of the craziness and the attacks. My whole thing is the attacks. Like, who wants to get involved in politics when they're going to be attacked about getting involved about their every little thing in their life? And it's not even something like they're doing. And it's people like Aaron that, make people not want to get involved in city or in county politics. And, people, I'm going to say this and I'm going to let you go here because never mind. I just heard him again. I thought I got quiet for a second. I was going to be able to go to sleep. Probably not for a little bit. People think the presidential election is the most important election that there is. And to be honest with you, it's not. It's local and local races and state that affect us more in our lives than the federal government. I think it's really important to know who the candidates are versus voting red and blue. Red and blue is an illusion of choice. I call them the purple people eaters. Red, blue make purple. Jeff Riddell won his election, saved the county millions, saved it from a fraudulent contract. I mean, you know, all the progress that we've seen with these new commissioners, and especially a new Republican, fully Republican board, not a fake one. And we're going to see positive changes. That was done by 136 votes. 136 people voting changed the outcome of this election. You know what I mean? In city councils, people don't vote. People don't vote in off-season elections, and that's where we get our tax levies. Which is increase in taxes. That's where we vote for, you know, our public officials that are gonna, you know, make rules about where you live in your city and decisions. And it's important who you vote for. And honestly, you know, I hate to say it, but I don't believe Aaron Knapp is mentally fit for the job. I think the guy needs some help. I think he's going through some things personally, and it's lashing out when you're drinking. You know, it's easy for people to have a facade on, you know, Facebook, to put up videos on Facebook and act like, you know, I'm so great and my life's so great. And in reality, they're going through something. And maybe that's something that Aaron is going through. And I don't want to end this on like a nasty note. I hope he gets some help, but I really think this is going to affect his election. I don't think he really had a chance anyways, being just the stats in the district were going to the Democrat. But it also shows, you know, before you judge, before you put your opinion out there about other people and be hateful and mean and to other people on a personal level, not a professional, like critiquing somebody professionally, but on personal levels, especially like, you know, example, like James McCann, like, you know, everybody knows, no offense to James McCann, the police chief, but he's an asshole. That's just his personality. I lived in Lorain for 13 years. That was what James McCann was known for, being an asshole. But to, you know, go at his kid, who makes a comment because he said something about his dad, you know what I mean? And used his photos to do it. The kid was upset. Like that, there's lines to lose your shit at a veterans, you know, hospital. Like there's lines. And I don't think Aaron Knapp would be a good addition to Lorain City Council at this point. And I'm not endorsing the other person. I'm just saying, you know, Aaron has a pattern of behavior, and I think he needs some adjustments mentally, psychologically. So you guys have a good night. I'm probably not going to go to sleep because my son's still up, but you know, that's what you got to deal with as a mom sometimes. Have a good night, and I will see you all. Oh, I want to tell you guys, I am at some point tomorrow coming on, where I'm going to be on all week this week. I'm coming on to talk about what I went to the city of Elyria tonight for. It's going to lead into this whole Tomlinson thing and how it was inappropriate for her to assign a special prosecutor, and what special prosecutors have been used to go after political opponents. I'm going to cover that really quick tomorrow in a quick episode, and then I will see you Wednesday to go over one last episode until we do our RICO map, and then I'm done. So by Friday, my Patreon will be open. You can see some documents that you all have not seen before. I will see you all soon, and stay focused, Lorain County. And ice that face, Aaron. I'll talk to you. Bye. Thank you for joining me today on Mean Street. I hope you enjoyed the show. I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider supporting our work and supporting my effort. You can support directly underneath at the Spotify donations, or you can directly give a donation at paypal.me/meanstreetohio. Any donation received will help me continue to provide news to you and everyone else across Ohio and beyond. I love what I do, and I just hope to continue to do it. Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me today on